Hey everybody, Rhys Thomas here, and I'm realizing I'm pretty washed out here. So let's just see if people are coming on, if this is working. Get the lamp back a little bit. How's it going? Oh, good. People are coming on. Perfect. Love it. It is a rainy day here in New Hampshire. I'm sure in many places. So I've got the fire going and the sweatshirt on. So we're going to be doing best meditation you've ever had today. So let's get hey everybody, Lisa, Jake, Bridget. Who else we got on here? Dawn, Lola, awesome. Hey, Maria. Okay, so we're getting some people. People are coming on. That's awesome. And I want to get started here with this really kind of cool idea. Meditation. And so let me just see how many of you meditate at least. I don't know, maybe a few times, 3-4 times a week at least. How many of you have the discipline of meditating 3 or 4 times a week, or what type of meditation do you do? So everybody just type in, what do you got? Okay. Nope. Nothing yet. So just type in how many times you meditate a week, how many of you are regular meditators, or when you saw the best meditation in the world, what drew you to listen to this? So how many of you want to meditate better? How many of you want to get more out of your meditations? Let them transform your lives more. So how do you supercharge your meditations? Okay, so Jake, thanks Jake. Lots of mindfulness meditation while in walking. So walking meditations. Hey Ellen, how often do you meditate, Ellen? Come on, let's anybody, or Maria, or Lola. What are you guys doing for meditation? How, what kind of meditations are you doing? Okay, I meditate at night in bed, but I've been not good about it this summer. Need to meditate more. Meet my guides, my purpose. Okay, nice. So Dawn, that's awesome, because that's really, by meditating and going into the altered states that are in meditation, you are accessing different levels of consciousness to get different information. So, hey Martha, hey Linda. So, what have you got? What kind of meditations are you doing? How often are you doing them? And and what's any frustrations with your meditation? Right. So as you are thinking about your meditations, type in I need help with meditation. Okay, nice. And need work on that. Nice. And hi. Hi Rhys. Any tip to get more out of meditation is much needed. Walking, dancing, listening, speaking, it's all meditation. It's been harder with all the negative noise in the air, and I realized I need more. Okay, nice. So yeah, for sure. So if you feel like, how many of you feel, or do any of you feel occasionally like your meditation was a total waste of time? You couldn't meditate. You couldn't calm your mind down. Nothing was, it was all a big jumble. So how do we make your meditation much more powerful? My frustration is shutting my brain down and not allowing stuff in my day to come in. Perfect. Yeah. So that's, so then the question is meditation totally disconnecting from the outside world, which in a way it has to be, or is meditation really becoming conscious of how you are, how the outside world is affecting you? Katrina says, absolutely feel that it's a waste sometimes, especially when I can't quiet my mind. Right. Okay. So let's just talk for a minute about what meditation is, and then how we can. We'll do a little exercise today. I'll try to keep this short today. I always go over, way too long. But basically, when you are experiencing meditation, is designed, and I teach at the, and by the way, my name is Rhys Thomas. I run the Rhys Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine right here, and I'm the author of Discover Your Purpose, which is the foundation of what we teach at the Rhys Thomas Institute, which is something that no one else teaches. And and even if they teach some kind of a profiling element, or knowing who you are, knowing your purpose, oftentimes it's really behavioral rather than energetic. And I run an energy medicine school, so nothing that we are doing is based on some crazy thought. It's based on how energy actually moves through people and actually moves through you. So when you are meditating, and when you have these moments, these epiphanies, these moments of time, whether you're walking, someone said they were walking, or and you can do it. They say that one of the greatest meditations is vacuuming the house. For me, it's just one massive thing of frustration. But if you can learn to, okay, so Maria says my mind wanders a lot. Nice. So when you are recognizing that the mind wanders a lot, then what has to happen is that you have to create enough energy that your energy field is stronger than your thinking process, which really is the strongest element of your field, as long as it keeps the rest of the field shut down. So when we are meditating, I'm going to give you just a real quick basics on meditation. When we're meditating our energy body, okay? And none of our energy bodies actually look like this, but this is a nice description of what goes on in our chakras. And when we are meditating, generally we are accessing the energies in those chakras, the consciousness in that chakra, in those chakras. And when we access the actual consciousness in a chakra, we directly experience God. We directly experience what I call an essential state of being. And the essential states of being are if you experience, if just for a moment in time, you experience total presence, right? That's a first chakra. That's how you know God, through the first chakra. That's how you literally, it's like total presence. All of a sudden there's nothing other than just this present moment for you, right? Okay, so that's a essential state of being. That's one of the things we can access. And that's all the first chakra is here to teach you. And it's like, if you could meditate and put your attention into just presence, you are actually supercharging your first chakra. But the problem is that your first chakra usually sounds more like, oh my God, can you believe what my mom said to me? And how dare she? And Jesus, my children are just driving me crazy. And that's mostly how the first chakra talks, right? When you listen to it, because it's all wounded around family, around what people say to you, how you fit in, how you take your place in your environment, in your personal environment with people. And so when you try to meditate, often that voice is incredibly loud. So you have to be able to, how are you going to get the first chakra so that it by itself, without all of the things you've plugged into it and all the issues you have around it, how do you get it to really speak to you? And then so, what if you, experienced pure love? So, for instance, if you actually can experience the heart chakra, love for yourself coming in from the back, love for others, and all of your relationships, that essential state of being is universal love. And when you feel universal love, there's no object anymore. It's just this incredible connective intimacy. So you got so the essential state of being in the first chakra is pure presence. Not even going anywhere, just presence that's connected to all presence itself. It's like a deeper level of presence. And at the heart level, the essential state of being is love, is universal love. And if you're up here in, let's say, and we'll just pick a few of these. So let's say you're in the sixth chakra. The essential state of being in the sixth chakra is brilliance. Brilliant, literally brilliance. Like there's a great teacher, A.H. Almas. You can look him up. He's fantastic. And he talks about, he actually has a whole thing on the brilliance of the mind. And we all know that the mind is capable of having this quality of brilliance, and it's actually the pineal gland when it opens up and you perceive the world through the pineal gland. That's when you see all of life as being just this brilliant explosion of light, of particles, of pure waveform and life. And so when the sixth chakra is actually open in that whole section of your mind, you literally have an experience of brilliance, of being brilliant, of having brilliance, of everything. And so these are essential states of being that we are trying to get to in our meditation, because when we get to those essential states of being, we cannot pretend that we're just some person going to work, making money, trying to get to, so we talked about the longevity before, trying to get to the end of my life so I can retire, trying to just save enough money so that I don't, whatever, and it's just that sort of resigned life is why we meditate, because we want to escape all of the rules we set into our chakras, and all of the, what I call in my book, Discover Your Purpose. I actually don't talk about chakras in here. That's the next book. But in here I talk about what blocks a chakra, which is blocking your connection, blocking and denying and vowing that you won't be a certain thing. Well, of course, your chakras only serve your life purpose. So your family, of course, is the perfect family for you. Your emotional world, your how you act, who you are, what you do, is perfect in every moment. You can't not have your life purpose right now. But your brain and your life can tell you, no, that's not right. It shouldn't be happening. I don't believe that. I'll never do that. I'll always be this. I'll always be loving. Rather than being actual loving means that sometimes you actually have to say no to people, right? So when you are understanding what meditation really is, meditation is designed to get you to an essential state of being. It's not designed to make some Hollywood kind of like, oh, I'm with the angels and I'm doing this. No, it's not. It's never that. It's never that. Just get it straight. I run an energy medicine school, and God knows we use the angels and the guides and the healing and the psychic surgeons. We use all those people. They are real things. But that's not why you meditate. You meditate to go inside and get an insight, an awareness. And that's why I'm running an event on September 24th called Insight. Sign up. Go to, if somebody can type that in, insightliveevent.com. Go, make sure you put that on your calendar. Sign up for Insight. We're going to have, it's just going to be a 1 day, 12 to 6, easy. We'll be doing some meditations far more powerful than what we're going to be doing right here. We'll be going through sort of like this foundational quality within you that you can feel, and that's what you are literally meditating to awaken. And it is, by the way, for those of you that have bought my book, and if you haven't bought my book, Discover Your Purpose, go to discoveryourpurposebook.com or go to Amazon, buy my book, and start understanding that this is what you're trying to feel. You're trying to feel some essential state of being. And the essential state of being for you is what? Being you. Right? It's not like, oh, I'm connected with universal love through the heart chakra like everybody else. How boring would that be, right? There's nobody on the planet, and when someone says, oh, I've experienced universal love, or I walk with Jesus, or whatever it is that they say, what? Really? Like, you've done the thing? No, there's no the thing. There's your thing. Did you actually do that, or was that just a delusion? And when you actually did it, you don't even bother to tell people about it. You just know it. It's like, oh my God, that's just who I am. If you're having to tell people about it, you probably made it up in your head. So understanding that that meditation is this going inward, looking for an awakened moment, insight into this, who you really are in the world. That's what it's all about. Okay, so we got meditation. You understand what meditation is? It's not something that you can afford not to do every day, because your world tells you, and I put this quote out there, I always say this, there is no one in the world that wants you to be you. Okay, no one. Your only happiness in life will ever come from being you, by discovering your purpose, your life. Your life purpose there's only one, there's a one-of-a-kind you. Now, it'll have a flavor. We talk in the book about there's 5 kinds of humans, really, 5 different species. But you've got to find that quality within you. And when you deliver that, that's a one of a kind. There's only one thing you can be, right? Is you. And so when you are, looking at what you want to be meditating on, what you want to be developing in your life, you have to get in touch with that deep inner core. Right? Okay, so when, so what is it that's at the deep inner core? Well, it is the chakras, but the chakras are basically, their power doesn't come from what you do in the outside world, right? And as I was saying, nobody in the outside world wants you to be who you are. The outside world is telling you, I'd like you to be like this, please. I'd like you to act like a man, and have this kind of relationship, and behave like that, because that's convenient for me. And society tells you that, your mom tells you that, your brother tells you that, your uncle tells you that, your spouse your children tell you, everybody's telling you that they'd really like you to be who they'd like you to be. And if you were to, and you often, when you do go and you come to the Rhys Thomas Institute and you find out who you really are, half the people are going to be like, oh, thank God, I've always seen that in you, and I can't believe that it took you this long to realize this greatness within you. And other people are going to be like, hey, wait a minute, you mean I don't get to control you anymore? I don't get to tell you what to do anymore? I don't like this at all. So all of a sudden you find out when you're really willing to be who you are, you discover very quickly who your real friends are, because your real friends are going to really like it. They may be sort of like, whoa, what's happening to you? Why are you changing? But when you really allow yourself to be yourself, you're going to very quickly build a tribe of people at that first chakra level that you're not worried about doing the right thing or wrong thing. You're just being you. All right. So what do we need to do to supercharge? How do you get to that place where each of your chakras, how do you get to the place where each of your chakras are actually allowing you to perceive what you actually are in your body, in your first chakra, in your presence, in your emotions? What kind of emotions do you actually have? How many of you have had your emotions programmed by your family, by your life, and you only show certain ones and you hide other ones, right? It's crazy. So what what is it that you are doing, and then and how do you what allows you to feel this total self of who you are in the third chakra? What allows you to feel pure love that has no opposite in the fourth chakra? What is it when you speak, that brilliance, just that light just comes out of your mouth, that radiating? When you speak about yourself, you speak with yellow light. When you speak about your love, this green light pours out of your mouth. How does that happen? When does that happen? How do you do that? Well, I can tell you one thing. I run an energy medicine school, and in an energy medicine school, what's the key word there? Energy. Okay? Energy. Energy is the medicine you need to transform your life. If you're going to meditate and find out who you are, you have to have more energy than the outside world has exerted on you to not be that person. Right? Okay. So, I don't know if anybody can... What is going on here with the hearts? Please don't please don't keep going too many hearts there. Thank you for those, but let's stop with the hearts. So this is our goal, but the problem is that these only serve your life purpose, and if you don't know your life purpose, what's going to happen? You're going to try to meditate on my family or myself or my feelings or my relationships or how I'm going to communicate at work, or I'm going to sell my business, or I'm going to see where I fit in the world and where I want to go and what I want to do, or I see my connection to God, but I see it through the wrong person's eyes. And so I'm constantly battling, and that's why you can't shut your brain up, because your brain's constantly saying, no, don't be listening to the chakras, because I'm right. I will tell you who you are, and let me not shut up enough so that you can't actually experience that. Okay, so, all right, so we got to do this. All right, so here's the deal. Here's what you came on for. You see this? And this is something that almost no one teaches. Everyone teaches chakras, everyone teaches soul, but no one teaches this. Very, very few. It's not that there aren't a few people out there that are teaching this. This is the life purpose line. It's also known as the Hara line. I did 25 years of martial arts, and I trained the Hara line to be wider, to be thicker. And the Hara line, and I didn't really realize what I was doing. I didn't realize I was training for my life purpose in martial arts, which is really what a martial art would do. Any art leads you to self-discovery, awakening, enlightenment, insight. And remember, come to Insight, InsightLiveEvent.com. We're going to be doing it next month. You totally want to be there on the 25th of September, and we're looking for these incredible insights, and those deeper insights come from the realization that when I think I'm still here. All right, good. Sorry, my phone just rang, and I got to learn how to shut that off. So when you align with this power, and actually a martial artist can actually make that tube. It's like, so I brought a didgeridoo, which is a good representation of what's going on. It has a hole in it, okay, and the energy that your life purpose that connects between heaven and earth goes through this tube. And on that tube, there are all of your contracts, your body in the physical life purpose, all of your contracts for what your spiritual life purpose is, how I'm going to deliver, what I'm going to deliver, all of my archetypes, all those things, all those contracts are in there. And then finally, there is actually on that point the enlightenment point. That's the point of enlightenment. It's the back, it's like in the base of the skull, and it's really amazingly right back there where the pineal gland is. And when you awaken and you see, and that brilliance comes into your mind, you realize, oh my God, everything in my life is my life purpose. And you're able to do that. And then what happens is that this energy, which is what we will be teaching you at Insight, and we're showing you how yours works and how to make it, how to work it, how to strengthen it. We will be then showing you that what happens is that this is the primary element of who you are on planet Earth. This is your contract for being here. And then these are how you get to experience it. So the chakras, not that you can't experience those levels directly, and you can, but the chakras, the meditation you do, you're meditating your energy body so that you can awaken to your purpose, right? Discover your purpose. This is it. And it's just like, it's always amazing to me that people don't get it. Fixing your chakras doesn't do anything unless you know why. Your big why. And in my book, Discover Your Purpose, I talk about your big why. Get that. If you've nothing else, go buy my book, start reading it. You need to know that your chakras can't fix themselves without knowing your purpose. And you got to know that deep purpose within you. And that line is it. So what I'm going to do right now, and we do a meditation, and that line which is called the hara line, and we're thinking about it like it's the martial artist. It's like, that means it's like, the sort of this discipline, this hard. But the truth is that that line is the pleasure current, right? When you connect heaven and earth, you are having an orgasm. You are just in love with life, right? It's the pleasure current. All pleasure comes from knowing your purpose. No pleasure comes from knowing someone else's. Learning how to read, learning how to be psychic, learning how to be, it's not that these things aren't great gifts, but it doesn't make a difference if you don't know who you are, because you're not very happy. If you don't know who you are, you can have incredible spiritual gifts, you can see things, you can do things, you can have healing technique, you can do this, but without knowing who you are, you don't deliver the message that they need, because if someone's sick, there's only one reason. It's because they forgot who they are, right? Now, with the caveat that some illnesses are designed to take you home because it's your time. You've done your job, and now you need something to pass you over to the other side. But almost all illness, mental, emotional, is based on the unwillingness to be who you really are. And I just watched a movie last night on about what was her name? Camille Claudette, who was Rodin's girlfriend, incredible sculptor, but she ended up living the last 30 years of her life in an insane asylum. And it was a very intense movie. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it's very intense about her. But she had this gift that she couldn't cope with her level of, and she was a Rodin level sculptor and was incredible sculptor, like world class, but couldn't deal with that. And sometimes it's easier just to be sick, right? It's easier to just go crazy. It's easier to just to get sick and not deal with the fact that I've got this thing inside of me. And to live your purpose, you will live every second of your life until Spirit wants you back, and then you're done, right? But you live it. You don't fight with it. You don't argue with it. And that's what meditation is about. You want to stop arguing with things. So that life purpose line is where the core energy, it's like the link between the soul energy, which is infinite, and the chakra energy. And so you need to get in touch with that energy, because that energy, literally, that column or tube of energy in your body, that power within you is, and it's like, from here, from the life purpose and the physical life purpose, those energies are what the Kundalini is talking about when they're talking about getting Kundalini energy coming up. It's not just chakra energy, it's the combination of chakras and purpose, right? So you liberate on the way up and you manifest on the way down. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to give you a very short experience of how to supercharge your meditation. So you've got to meditate your chakras, but if I drop my page here, but without accessing this energy, this pure life force that the martial artists break bricks from, right? If you can break a brick from this energy, you can easily deal with the fact that you have a hard time talking to your mom, or standing up and speaking in public, or asking for your needs, right? If you could break a brick with it, don't you think that same chi energy just might help with those things? And that your meditation could let you feel how much stronger you are than these petty little things that we spend almost all of our lives focusing on? Yes. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. Let me get I'm going to get a crystal ball, and then we're going to meditate, and I'm going to show you how to supercharge your meditations. All right, so here we go. So the first thing you want to do is make sure when you're starting your meditation, you're not laying down in bed, you're sitting up, and you're serious. You're serious about challenging the fact that your brain is running the show and it's doing a really bad job. Because if your brain's running the show, by its nature, it's doing a really bad job. Your heart is ultimately where you have to land. Okay? You have to land in the heart. You have to land in your feelings, your sensations. Your sensations will teach you who you are. Your brain will never teach you who you are. It's always a halfway measure. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get back to our feelings. We need to get the energy, just like we talked about in the Kundalini. We need to liberate energy up, and then we need to bring it back down. We have to manifest. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to do, let's just do 3 chakras this way, just so you can get a feel for this. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to bring your attention down into the core of the earth. And notice that the earth is made of light, and that light is the full spectrum of light, right? It's got the red, the orange, it's got the yellow, the green, the blue. It's all blended. It's just pure light that forms matter, right? And so I want you to call to the core of the earth, and I want you to bring up a cord of red light. And I want you to bring it right up through the base of your spine, up through your legs, and I want you to spiral that. Just spiral it up around your spine. Just visualize it spiraling up around your spine and feel how the earth is energizing you. Okay, so now this is the beginning of building energy. So feel that. Breathe. And when you breathe, in healing, we use what's called a raspy breath. You breathe. So breathe in. Breathe out, wrap it all up like it's a snake, wrapping up and around your spine, bright red light. And I want you to fill your head, fill with your head when you get all the way up to the top of the spine. Just fill your head with that bright light, and let it just pour out the top of your head. And then take a breath and breathe out, and just visualize that energy that's gone all the way up and connected to the spiritual source. Comes all the way back down now, and it's even brighter, more energy. So now it just didn't have the energy of the earth. Now it has the energy, the sparkle of spirit. And bring that down and just lay that in next to the other one, so it forms like a double helix all the way down the spine. And now go deep into the earth, and now pull up a cord of orange light, beautiful orange, like liquid orange light, like orange juice, right? So it's just like this juice that's now wrapping around your spine, laying in next to the red, all the way up your spine. Feel the juice of the earth. Feel the energy. Breathe into it. Breathe it up. Bring it up there. Feel that. Press that energy all the way up the spine, all the way into your head. Feel your whole, like if you open your eyes, orange light would pour out. There's orange light pouring out your nose, your ears, like there's so much of that energy. And then all the way out the top of your head, all the way to back to the source. So it's connecting that beautiful, we're the connector between the earth and heaven. And we connect that beautiful passion for living in a human body that way. And now let's bring it down. Just let it lay down, gently laying in, creating that same cross sections of energy down through the body. And let it come all the way back down and settle all the way back down into the earth. Okay, so now we're just going to do those two just because we're doing it all day long to do this. So I want you just to feel what you're feeling right now. And notice that as you did that, you raised your energy. Okay, we call this the pleasure current meditation. Okay, and it's the foundation. It's one of the first things you have to do before you meditate. If you don't bring consciousness to the energy in your body, to this life purpose energy that goes up and down and up and down. It never stops until your brain stops it and says, whoa, I'm this. I'm not an infinite thing going like this. I don't have all that energy. I got this kind of energy. And that kind of energy stays stuck. And when you go to try to meditate on that kind of energy, you can't get out of your chakras because they're beholden to the stuckness. So you got to break free first. So if you don't raise your energy to a spiritual level, a consciousness level, you can't meditate in any healthy way. It's not going to work because the goal is not just to fix your problems out there. The goal is to be so connected to your inner world that you realize that those aren't actually problems. So that one thing right there, that's it. Now, we'll just do one more here. So now you got that energy up. Now we only did 2. I mean, you can do all the colors. You can do that. I highly recommend you do it over and over and over again until you are just like super energized with the energy of spirit working through your core, which is going to actually connect you to the feelings of your life purpose. Now I want you with that, just take a deep breath, let it out, totally relax. Feel that that energy isn't energy that needs to get built up. It's just who you are. And now notice when the bowl plays now that you have more connection to it. You've got more moving. And that's what you're after. In your meditation, you want to feel like you're something that actually can change in the world, can actually awaken, be alive, be enthusiastic, be passionate, not be a pain in the ass to other people. For God's sake. Your life purpose is not to be some complaining pain in the ass. When you live in this, you love your life so much that you would never argue or complain or whine about anything. You just choose your life from that place. So, and that's why we meditate. We meditate to get back in touch with that. The problem is that nobody teaches this. Nobody really understands this because we understand chakras and we understand soul, but we don't understand how we get that soul energy, the pure energy of the soul, and our purpose, which our purpose serves our soul. We have our soul, then we have our purpose that serves our soul, then we have our chakras. Chakras are the last stop in the line. But the problem is that you meditate your chakras, and your chakras are actually, since they aren't connected to these other 2 energy centers very well, they just serve your mind. And that's why you have trouble meditating. So if you want to meditate, you want to supercharge your meditations, start with connecting to this deeper quality within you. Energize yourself with spiritual energy, not like whoa, whoa, whoa energy, but breathing that energy through, building that energy, building that electromagnetic field up that connects you to the whole electromagnetic field of consciousness, and then meditate. Got it? Easy, right? Just charge up first. Not like going and lifting weights. That's not going to help your meditation. Charge up your pure life force. That's one way we do it at the school. If you're interested in the Rhys Thomas Institute or anything that we do or anything about it, go to rhysthomasinstitute.com. I also have, for those of you that have a hard time meditating on your own, I've got just right here, I have, you can go to the Rhys Thomas Institute and go to products. And this one is repatterning the attachments in the 12 energy centers. So you literally go through each of the energy centers and release all of the things you're attached to that are keeping you stuck in your meditations, and then filling them with what actually wakes you up. And then this one is being the creator meditation, where you actually go back to the source of all things, and you get to recreate yourself in this moment. Because your unconsciousness is creating you right now. Why don't you make that conscious? Why don't you put your focus and your attention on being conscious of your creation rather than being mad at what you already created, right? That seems like an obvious thing to do. And these are guided meditations, very easy. They're inexpensive, they're an easy way. Put them in, listen to them, let them guide you through these levels of consciousness until you can do it on your own. This one is called the Wisdom Guide Meditation. And in this one, we actually take you to that place where you can meet your guides directly and get direct wisdom. It's like, what should I do with my life? Well, what if you could get there every morning in a meditation and get direct guidance and know, oh, this is my next step here. And then the last one that I've got here is the Cutting the Cords meditation. How many of you have got a little bit invested in someone else behaving in a certain way? How many of you can't quite let go of an old relationship? How many of you are like, well, maybe, if this person just behaved better, I'd have a better life, right? That's a cord. That's an energetic cord, and you're abusing them by having that cord. You're abusing yourself, because when you hook a belief into someone else that they ought to behave a certain way, energetic cord and they don't behave that way, you send them like a, like Carolyn May says, it's like sending a hardwire, like a 200-volt email to somebody where you're like, and you need to do it, because every time, whatever you do to somebody else, you're doing to you. Any words you say to them, any way you act towards someone, any way you hold your heart back against them, it's not happening to them. They're not in your energy field. There's only one person in there, you. And you're doing that is really important. So this actually teaches you how to cut the cords so you can actually be in relationship with somebody rather than in a relationship that you think you ought to be in with them, right? The real relationship is your life purpose. What you think the relationship is just how crazy you are. Okay, so meditation is to make you less crazy, make you more open, make you more connected. So I'm sure I went over my time this time. So anyway, all right, so charge yourself up with spiritual energy before you meditate. It'll totally change your meditation. Come to Awaken, September 24th, from 12 to 6. Those who are like, I can't take a whole weekend, I can't do this. 12 to 6, we are going to give you an unbelievable show. And you can also, if you're too far away, you can also live stream it. We're going to be live streaming it as well. So, I guess that's it. Go to the website, rhysthomasinstitute.com, and I will talk to you all tomorrow, the next day. I'll try to do another one. Bye, everybody.